Hello and welcome back to the channel. As you can see in the title, why am I moving to Mexico? It's been a dream of mine for many years to own a property in Mexico, and the time has come. I am up for retirement this coming year, and so I'm excited for the opportunity to be able to retire. I have worked as a teacher in education within the Catholic Church for about 40 years, and the opportunity came up that it would make it possible for me to move to Mexico. And so I thought of regions to live in Mexico and where to live in Mexico. First and foremost, I put it in prayer. I asked God, if this was the right thing to do, that He would open doors. And doors have been opening and opening one after the other, where I continue to think, wow, God is definitely showing me that this is the path that I should go to. And so I started that process to think about where would I go. And definitely I want to go to the state of Jalisco. My mother's family, it was toward the end of the revolution and the beginning of the Christian persecution that my great uncle, Miguel Mendoza, was hung in a small village called Degollado, Jalisco. And so my family fled. My grandmother and my great-grandparents fled, and they went to Texas. In Texas, they found it very difficult to live. The situation was difficult. They had very little in the area of finances. So they heard that there was work in California, and so they went off to Capistrano, and there is where my mother was born. They later went further inland to live. My father, his ancestry comes from Spain, and from Spain is my grandmother's side. They were from the Basque country, and they immigrated to Los Altos de Jalisco. And my grandfather's side of the family, they came from Extremadura, and near all of the side of Portugal. And they immigrated then to Mexico also. My father later immigrated to the United States, and then I was born here. There was a difficulty in this because my father was born with a specific name. He came to this country and he took on another name, and then when I was born, he had another name. There were small differences within the names, but nonetheless, I have to get a lawyer. For instance, he carries, of course, two surnames, and one of his surnames is Aguirre. When I was born, they changed the Aguirre to an A period. So that needs to be modified. And so I didn't know how to start the process. And I went to a gala recently at a high school that I teach at, and I was sat with the mayor of that town, and he gave me insights. He connected me with some people, and so I was able to get a lawyer. And so I'm in the process of becoming a Mexican citizen, and I will hold dual citizenship. And then I looked at the why, and the why was because I wanted to connect with my Mexican heritage. And numerous people told me maybe you need to connect with generational healing, and I didn't know what that was. And I looked it up, and it was all about healing that past, and that sometimes we carry that. And I'm now connected to that, and I believe that there's a specific reason for me to go back to Mexico. I've always had this connection with Mexico. At least for the past 30 years, I've connected with Mexico in a powerful way. And so to go back to that seems that there is a reason. I'm not exactly sure what that reason may be, but I'm drawn to go back to Mexico. Spanish was originally my first language. Then I kind of lost it. As a child, we knew it, and then we lost it. I was a religious for numerous years, and I belonged to a Mexican order, and so I was able to connect in certain ways. But over the years, I really connected with speaking Spanish, and that tends to be the language that I feel most comfortable with now. And so I think I'm going to connect really well with that. I have friends that have been incredibly encouraging to say, hey, you can do this. I think that this will be a great opportunity for you. And then there have been some naysayers saying, I'm skeptical, and the safety, and can you integrate within the culture? And we're always going to have those people. But I've been a person of taking risks. And so I'm going to continue to do this. And so I looked up, I have a real estate agent in Mexico. He's from England. He's lived in Mexico for 17 years. And this coming week, I will be leaving to Mexico to look at properties and opportunities on where I can live. I've had to look at the possibility of selling my house here. So I will be selling my house here. I have a beautiful Mediterranean home. It's 110 years old. It's a large home for me. And so I'm looking for that opportunity to the process of starting to sell. I have an agent here in the United States that is going to be helping me. I have a couple of people that invested sharing information with me. I haven't made that final decision yet, but we'll see what happens with that. And so then I looked at retirement. How can I live in Mexico? Is it feasible for me to live in Mexico? And the bottom line is yes, I can. And so with Social Security, I have 3 retirement accounts plus the investment in my home. I will live well. I've done my homework. I've gone through the websites and the information, the chat groups, and so numerous ways in looking at this. And it all points to be very, very positive. The specific website that I looked at, and I'll give you the information that they gave me, and this is the basic for the Ajijic Chapala area. And of course, this is an average. This is not set in stone, but they give an average, the basic living, making food. And this is owning your own home, owning your own car. And so the basic is about $809 to $900 per month to live. And that's basics. Then there's an average. Going out on occasion, a little bit of travel, maybe here and there, is about $1,500. And then very comfortably is anything above $1,800 a month. And that's in US dollars. And I will well exceed that amount for sure. And so I'm very optimistic on that portion to live very, very comfortably in Mexico with what I have to do. I've been diligent about my homework to see what it will take. In this particular trip that I'm going to be seeing specific areas. I've seen so many properties right now, but again, you don't get the feel for it until you get there. And so I'm excited about this newness of the opportunity of being able to go and live in Mexico. So first and foremost, to connect with my culture. Secondly, financially, this seems to be the best opportunity for me. And then thirdly is to travel. I want to continue to travel, making YouTube videos as much as I possibly can. I recently got back from Ireland, and that was a whole opportunity for me to really think and pray and take long hikes and walks. And God continued to manifest himself saying, this is the route you need to go to. And so I'm excited about that. So my real estate agent is going to begin showing me properties in Mexico. I'm excited about this. I really am excited about the opportunity of a new life in Mexico. I will not disconnect from the United States. I have family and friends here, friends that have been extremely encouraging through the process. I work for a religious order that owns the school, and they have been incredibly supportive in so many ways. I could go down the list of so many things that have just been incredibly encouraging for me to do this. For the sale of my house, it seems daunting to sell almost everything in my house, but I've got friends and family that are going to support me in this process as I do this. And then the investments in Mexico. I have a friend and a relative, I consider him a relative, that is going to be walking me through this whole process of the investment, of the sale of the house, of purchasing healthcare. Healthcare was an incredible, important thing because I won't be able to perhaps take full advantage of Medicare and Medi-Cal, but I will be able to purchase insurance in Mexico. I have quotes already for all of that. And then becoming a Mexican citizen, I will be able to evade of universal health care perhaps in the future. I'm not going to rely on that, but that's a great opportunity for me to be able to say, hey, healthcare is going to be very, very good in Ajijic. I've looked at all the different hospitals and different opportunities that they have there, and it seems to be very, very good, very promising. I will see more of that once I get there, and I have a brother and sister that are encouraged to see what it's like and how I will do there. So I invite you in my upcoming videos to come and see the houses that I'm going to be looking at, the opportunities. I have a cousin that's going to be joining me here from California, and cousins that will be joining me there to take a look at the properties, and they're excited about having me over there in Mexico. My family originally is from Los Altos of Jalisco, and I still have family there. I've been speaking with them, and they're delighted. They're super excited about me going to live to Mexico. So join me in my upcoming videos as I make this journey, and I've already started. So it's just continuing the process of what does it take to go to live in Mexico. Stay tuned to my upcoming videos. We'll see you soon.